Good morning. Praise God. It's only been 2 days since I've been here. I wanted to get here yesterday, but we had some family emergencies and that kind of thing. Praise God, it worked out well. Um, praise God. Uh, but I didn't get over here yesterday. But so today, praise God, we're making time to get over here and read the next chapter of Job here. I think I showed you the poison ivy on my arm. I think my immune system is getting rid of it, thank God. My right arm looks a lot better. Somehow it spread to my stomach. It's probably because I cut down a bunch of branches, and they were like, it's really awkward, and you scoop it up. So it would make sense for me to get poison ivy on the right arm, right in there, and then all over my stomach, because that's where it would mostly be held at, So that's probably where I got it, I would guess. So, but praise God, I think my body is defeating it. The original infection was in my arm, and that seems to be falling apart there, but my stomach is still pretty solidly infected, so I don't want to go to urgent care. I can't afford to go to an emergency room, so it's kind of rough, but we have to have faith that the body that God has provided is going to take care of it. It's just poison ivy is one of those things that just makes you go insane, because you want to itch, and itching makes it worse, and what an annoying thing. One of the things you'll have to ask God when you get to heaven. It must have some kind of health purposes in the ecosystem, I would guess. All right, 38 was a very complex chapter, talking about all of these questions, these things that God is asking, and we talked about a lot of notes where Ruckman was pointing out a bunch of genius atheists asked those questions of themselves, and the best of them could only answer 15 of them or so, or 25, and these questions, you can speculate on a lot of things. I think a lot of what he's asking hints at bigger, more amazing things that our society and culture has kind of taken for granted over time. My example of that would be like Godzilla movies, the wonder, witness the wonders of an ancient glory. You know what that's from? It's from a movie I could go to a dollar theater and watch it when I was a kid. Is there anything today, that people, normal church-going people, like, do they see something, they witness the wonders of an ancient glory or something, That line, it's a Sean Connery line, I'll give you the hint. All right. So anyway, our society and culture presents that none of that exists anymore, but I think it does. I think it does on the spiritual level. And I think if you are walking with God, I think you're going to see something like that. But if your mind is focused on just what they tell you can be accomplished, it kind of boxes you in, doesn't it? You know, his tactics indicate two-dimensional thinking. Chapter 39 of Job, verse 1. Knowest thou the time when the wild goats of the rock bring forth? Or canst thou mark when the hinds do calve? Canst thou number the months that they fulfill? Or knowest thou the time when they bring forth? They bow themselves, they bring forth their young ones, they cast out their sorrows. Their young ones are in good liking, they grow up with corn, they go forth and return not unto them. Who hath sent out the wild ass free? Or who hath loosed the bands of the wild ass? Whose house I have made the wilderness, and the barren land his dwellings. He scorneth the multitude of the city, neither regardeth he the crying of the driver. The range of the mountains is his pasture, and he searcheth after every green thing. Will the unicorn be willing to serve thee, or abide by thy crib? Canst thou bind the unicorn with his band in the furrow, or will he harrow the valleys after thee? Wilt thou trust him because his strength is great, or wilt thou leave thy labor to him? Wilt thou believe him, that he will bring home thy seed, and gather it into thy barn? Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them? She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear, because God hath deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding. What time she lifteth up herself on high, she scorneth the horse and his rider. Hast thou given the horse strength? Hast thou clothed his neck with thunder? Canst thou make him afraid as a grasshopper? The glory of his nostrils is terrible. He paweth in the valley, and rejoiceth in his strength. He goeth on to meet the armed men. He mocketh at fear, and is not affrighted, neither turneth he back from the sword. The quiver rattleth against him, the glittering spear and the shield. He swalloweth the ground with fierceness and rage, neither believeth he that it is the sound of the trumpet. He saith among the trumpets, Ha, ha! And he smelleth the battle afar off, the thunder of the captains and the shouting. Doth the hawk fly by thy wisdom, and stretch her wings toward the south? Doth the eagle mount up at thy command, and make her nest on high? She dwelleth and abideth on the rock, upon the crag of the rock, in the strong place. From thence she seeketh the prey, and her eyes behold afar off. Her young ones also suck up blood, and where the slain are, there is she. Beautiful language, huh? There aren't any notes. Well, there's only one note on 39. Wow. There's the mentioning of the unicorn again. So, is the unicorn real? Isn't that what I started my video with? Witness the wonders of an ancient glory. I think the unicorn is real. I've played video games where you find unicorns way down underneath the earth. That's what I think of. Hidden, you know? Why does it mention it here? Or is a unicorn just an alligator or a rhino? You know, a lot of people like to say they're rhinos. I don't think there's any chance of them being a rhino in any meaning of the word rhino. Hmm. All right, let's take a break.